Hey there, welcome back to the table. Let's get ready. So just to recap where we're at here. We have -1 OP for the next turn. I was reading this as a 10 and I was like, what did I write here? We have 31 experience points for the staff and we have our 20 victory points. So we achieved our 1/4 win and we have 2 more missions to go before the season's over. So what we're trying to do here is we just want to not lose pilots, but at the same time, it'd be nice to get some experience points in our pilots and, get some more expert skills so they're even better and better and better, right? I mean, there's 2 ways to do this. We can try to use the pilots that aren't experts yet and turn them into experts. What I tend to like to do is use my experts and make them so dang strong that they become demigods. The one thing that was a weird twist in this game is a lot of my experts died early, and that's not something I generally like to do, but it definitely happened, and there's so much dice rolling in this game. You just got to live and die by the dice. But here we go. Oh, and then one other thing that was a comment that was made to me. It was actually sent to me privately. Somebody suggested that, and here, I'm going to pull out the map right now because we've got to use it for selecting our formation map. So as you can see here, we're going to select our formation map for the next mission. But once we go to 1943 mid, we're going to roll dice to see if we're Germany North or Mediterranean. And you can see here it's a 50-50% odds. So 50% chance will be Germany North again, 50% chance will be Mediterranean. So the suggestion that was made to me is that since we are playing Storm Above the Reich, we've really not seen the Storm Above the Reich materials because we keep using the Skies Above the Reich materials because we keep getting assigned to Germany North. So he was suggesting that maybe I just don't roll the die and just say we got Mediterranean, just to play it out that way. Not a bad idea. So I'm definitely open for that. And since we have 2 more missions, you can feel free to put some comments in to see if you agree. I don't think too many of you would be in disagreement with that. And then we can get out some Storm Above the Reich materials and start using that instead for the 1943 mid. My only gripe, and it's like a really selfish gripe, because somebody just asked, do you prefer Storm Above the Reich or Skies Above the Reich? And that's a really tough question because obviously Storm Above the Reich gave us the, it gives us the vector maps. So a lot of people are going to say choose Storm because then you'll get the vector map. But here's an interesting thing that I observed. For the 1943 mid, you're looking at only 8, 6, and 10 victory points. I'm sorry, OP points. And here, 1943 mid is 16, 14, and 20. So can you see how many more? You're getting a crap ton more OP points for 1943 mid than you are here. And that's the part that is a little disturbing for me. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 seasons. So 1943 mid, 8, 6, and 10. 1943 mid, 16, 14, and 20. So now, that would be fine if the victory points were different, right? So 1943 mid for Skies Above the Reich is 40. And 1943 mid for Storm Above the Reich is also 40. So the designer, for whatever reason, in 1943 mid, you are really handicapped in the number of OP points you get. And I don't know what to make out of that. Now, the OP points for this are very similar to, the OP points for 1943 early, but even it's still stingy. So getting Storm Above the Reich, you have some really stingy OP at the beginning of the game. And it looks like it opens up more when you get further down, but that's the part that I guess I'm just trying to to say it looks really challenging to play Storm. And now, granted, you have a different purchase tree with Storm. You have these Italian fighters that are not allowed to have any attachments whatsoever, but you can get 2 of them. Whereas with Skies, you can buy FW190s, which sort of serve the same purpose, but the FW190s can actually have attachments, and with this one you can only get 2. The Romanian fighters, again, you can get 2 of them. They can have cannons, but that's it. You still can get your Ju-88s, which that part's good. And then down here, you have this cable thing, which I already told you I'm not real impressed with. But I don't know what, since you're so limited in your OPs, for 1 OP, you're only buying 3 BF-110s, and Skies Above the Reich, you buy 4 of them for 1 OP. So I hope you can see, like, the OP is a lot more stingy in Storm. And I don't know. I mean, that makes the game even harder. So let me know your thoughts, and let's get started. Okay, so we're rolling for the map. And we got a 6. We're doing map 2 again. So the map we know and love, or know and hate. Which of the 2 was it again? Okay, map 2. And now for the part that matters. This part. Now what's interesting is if I save up all my experience points so I can go on the other one and get no OPs, that's going to blow. But here we go. We are on 1943 early. Let's see if we're inbound, outbound, or near target. And we are inbound. So that is a nice little blessing there. So inbound. And now we're going to see how our OP situation. We can get a 4, 8, or 12. I rolled a 4, and that puts us at 8 OP. So do I want to bump us up to 12 so we can try to get some more victory points? This is such a tough challenge because, I mean, we're at 20, right? We would have to get to 40 for it to make a difference. So I'm spending 7 experience points because I'm going to go for the opportunity to get a lot of victory points. I would need to get a full 20 victory points in order for this to work. So, like, do I go for broke in these final 2 missions? And that is such a difficult, I mean, maybe it's not a difficult decision, but, like, that's a very risky gamble to try to do because, I mean, I hope I don't have to explain it too deeply. Definitely a tough choice. And I'm doing it just to get 4 more OP, but 4 OP is the world of difference. I mean, for 4 OP, I can get 2 OP can give me a set of 4 bombs. A 3rd OP can get me 4 BF-110s to drop those bombs. And then I can get another 4 BF-110s, or actually just pay my penalty, right? Because I have a 1 OP penalty. So that extra 4 OP would give me a whole bomb-dropping squad and pay my penalty. And then I'd still have 8 OP plus the 2 from the vector map. So I'd have 10 OP to bring on my fighters and do some damage. And get cannons and the whole 9 yards. At 2 victory points a pop. Here's the other thing. If I commit to do this now, I'm committing to do it again on map 6, right? Mission 6. I got to do it twice in a row. So then I'm going to be spending 7 experience points for the inbound map again, because I have to, right? If I'm gunning for the 40, and I'm going to be aggressively gunning for the 40, I would have to, I'm basically making a decision on going all in 2 maps in a row, or 2 missions in a row. That would be the next big decision. And then I'm going to possibly have to spend the experience points to make the escorts go away, because we know how pesky those escorts can be. So that's my my dilemma, and I don't know what to do. This is one of those ones where I would like to leave it in the comments for you, but I don't want to. I want to play, so I can't, wait. And I'm not patient, folks. Gosh, what to do? What to do? How big are how much are those brass balls dangling and hitting each other? Oh, I want to say a shout out to Earl of Doncaster. He is back, and this comment is just for you. We're going to get this sheet together. So thank you, man. So let's think about this logically. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to roll to see if Barr got out of jail. And he did not. So let's think about this logically. Logically speaking, the 20 points it took me 4 missions to get 20 points. So I'm thinking of getting it in 2 missions. And so that's probably not realistic. The next logic factor is, obviously, if I have inbound targets, I can get 2 victory points per, and that will help me. But here's the thing. If I'm really going to be knocking them out and getting points, I have to drop bombs, because those detonations cause the cohesion checks to fail, and the cohesion checks failing is causing the bombers to drop, and then I chase after them. Then I can go after them with my fighters. And that's the key, is getting these bombers shaken and making these elements fall apart, and then I can chase after them and get points. So let's say I can get 2 of the 4 elements here to drop. We're looking at, I dropped all 4 bombs on one spot, and barely, I think only 1 of the 4 actually hit something. But let's say I can get this element and this element to drop. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, I could theoretically get 12 victory points in one mission if all of the planets were to align like that. The other thing we can say to ourselves is, okay, let's say we go for it. Obviously, if this mission is not successful, then the next mission is absolutely for sure just a, rest and recovery kind of mission. The last thing we can do is, I'm in like the 30s for experience points. I could just keep racking up the experience points and basically go into 1943 mid and make sure that one is the big deal. Because here's the thing. 1943 mid is 10 missions. And so is 1943 late. That's 10 missions. And 1944 early is also 10 missions. And that's a lot of missions, of course. And you're looking at 40, 60, and 40. So I would need 80, 120, and 80, right? Once we start to get into those missions. It seems really high, but to be quite honest, it's very doable. I'm going to just stick with the 8. We'll just stick with the 8. I know, that's boring. So boring. And we got to spend those 8 right now. So what do? I would like to get Barr out of jail sometime, but that's not happening. So we have Ifland, Ehlers, or no, it's Ahrens who's the expert. Ahrens. So we have Ehlers, Ahrens, and Frey. We're going to get 4 FW-190s out there. And then we're going to get Schmidt and Putvargen. Those are experts. And yeah, those are the only 2 experts. And of course, Barr would be awesome if we can get him out. So then who else? So that's 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, we want to get some cannons. So this is 7, right? and then we have to pay a penalty for 8. So that's our 8. We're going to get 2 more for the vector map, so let's just think that through. I would get 3 more cannons for the vector map. So everybody has a cannon. It's Oprah time. So that would have been 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? That's cannons for everybody. And then I can do something really crazy because I still have 1 more OP point to spend. I can just get 4 BF-110s like that. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the penalty is 10. Puts me to 10. So that would be what I get out there for the vector map. All right. I know we're not at the vector map yet, but that's just some pre-planning here. And we'll get the vector map out. I'm going to put it over here. And then I got to get these guys off so we can do the situation manual. So these are inbound map 2, which is page 7. Okay. So I think I can't remember the name of the person who asked me which one I recommend. I actually like the fact that Skies Above the Reich gives you more OP points. So I would recommend that one over Storm, and even without the vector map. I really think that the OP points gives you more options, and more options means more strategy and more fun. So, okay. All right, I just rolled, but it rolled underneath the camera. It's a 7, which is nothing. Then we come down here to the anchored. I got an 8, which is level and high for the flank. So it's underneath this. So level and high are both anchored on this side. I always like to use this side because it's just closest to the camera, but I'm just going to have to learn to come in on the other side. And then the sun is also high flank, which we can never use. So the sun is worthless. We're never allowed to go into that space. So that doesn't help us. Then let's do tactical points. Oh, it was a 9. So it dropped to a 5, which becomes only 2 tactical points. Oh, you bum. And I forgot to roll for the escort, so we got to do that real quick. All right, so it's 2 tactical points, which is going to become 4. And then we roll for the flight limit. I rolled a 3, so flight limit is 6, which becomes 8. And then let's roll one more time. This is for the escorts. And I rolled a 7. That's a pretty nice number. Let's see if that made a difference. 7 is an L5P. So if it's an inbound mission, that means that the escorts are going to be there until turn 5. Ooh, that's not good. But you don't get much choice, right? It's not very good. Now here's something that's interesting. Like, this is Storm Above the Reich. An inbound mission, look at this nonsense. This means that you have heavy Spitfires the entire mission. So they have escorts the entire mission. And then here the escorts are there. But then here there's none at all. Oh my gosh. So it's really rewarding you for spending experience points, staff experience there. Anyways, I don't mean to keep getting out the Storm sheet, but it's very different. All right, so 5 turns is a lot of turns for them to really cause a ruckus. I'm going to let it happen. There's not much I can do. And it's going to be the P-47s. So, yeah, we'll let it be. So I'm just shuffling right now and taking 2 of them away. And here they are. Just want to move all these aside, move this over. Maybe get these guys off. Roll a die. Roll it a 10. So they're all below trailing. So that part's nice. And they were a light group, right? They weren't heavy. Yep, it was light. Okay, so no heavy escort situation or anything with them. They're annoying. There's no doubt about it. That's an annoying little group. And then let's get our vector table set up. We got our BF-110s in one group. Just know that we have cannons for everybody except for the BF-110s. We got our BF-109s in one group, and then we have our FW-190s in another group. I'm gonna roll 2 dice, see what happens to us. Come on, free parking, free parking. And we got a 12. So we do get a straggler, and then we have a radio. So the radio is the rerouted possibility. If I roll even, we actually get +2 OP if I roll even. So let's see. I rolled an odd. So I have to take -1 TP and a delay marker. So is that every group or just one group? That's the part it doesn't say on the cheat sheet here. I probably need to write on the board. Yeah, a delay marker goes on one group. And if I ever got the 2 OP that it shows, because it shows here that you get 2 OP if you rolled even, which I never do whenever it counts, one of those OP has to be to buy a fighter, which is usually not a problem. But it just means you can't load up on cannons or whatever, I guess. So we do have to pay a TP, and then we have to put a delay marker out. And who are we going to delay? We can delay our BF-109s. I'm okay with that. So let's move to the next. Oh, we got a straggler. Straggler alert. All right, let's see if we can roll an even now. Of course not. Straggler has an engine damage. So who's going to go after that straggler? I have... I'm going to send Ifland after him. He is my best expert, and to be quite honest, he's getting really good at taking these things down, and his aim skill is just so valuable for this particular exercise. All right, now we move up. 1943. 13. We got the same result. So let's get an even this time, guys. And of course we get an odd again. So another -1 TP. Oh, how many TP was this guy going to take? He was going to take 0 because it's an engine. So -1 TP and another delay marker. And I can put it on the same group. So I'm going to do that. They're delayed by 2 turns. I could actually delay these guys. What's the advantage to delaying them? Well, since the escorts are out there, they don't leave until turn 5. You know, by not having them on the map, I mean, if I were able to delay everybody, I can actually succeed at, you know, you can spend TP to enter the map late, right? And then the escorts can't do anything to you. Well, if you delay them enough, you almost accomplish the same thing. But we got another straggler, so let's see what the straggler turns up. And again, it's an odd. I just never get the evens Oh my gosh. So with the straggler, we have 1 wing damage, and I still have 2 tactical points. So yeah, who are we going to send this time? We have Aaron's has luck. Schmidt is quick. And Buttfargen has luck. So I can absorb hits with them. Or I can just send Frey or one of the other guys and hope that they can get their expert skill. Oh, that Obleaser, he has 4 experience points. I should have put him out there. I'm going to send him into the fray. I know, I used that joke way too many times. I'm going to give him 1 TP because I don't want to be at 0. This is the mistake we made last time. And here we go. This is the roll that really matters. So let's get a high roll. And I got a 13, which puts us here. So we're going to have another straggler, and then 1 bomber has to go home. And if you look at the Mediterranean one, it's brutal. I mean, these are interceptions from escorts. A lot more brutal outcomes for the Mediterranean map. I think Storm Above the Reich is a lot more challenging, to be quite honest. Okay, so somebody has to go home. And I think I'm going to send Buttfargen home because he's the guy that if he dies, we don't get to replace him. So I usually put him in a mission just for that purpose. And then we have another straggler. So let's get an even. And we get another odd. So with this final straggler, we have 4 wing damage. I will use my last TP with this one. And who am I going to send after it? I'm going to send my delayed Schmidt after it. So I have 2 delay points, so I'm going to have to roll to see if I intercept. And I rolled a 4, which is more than enough. If I would have rolled less than a 2, or a 2 or less, I would have failed to intercept. So we'll go ahead and do that. And this guy's going to have 1 TP with him, 1 TP with him, and this one has 0, but he's got the engine damage, so it should work out. All right, and then we're going to enter the map. Obviously, we're anchored here, but we could still come in low. My BF-110s are really not that powerful, to be quite honest. And they don't have any bombs, they don't have any cannons. So really what we're doing is we're just going to set up for a swarm and then probably exit the map. So I want to come in, we're going to come in nose low. And then we can move up to level next turn. And these guys are also going to come in, oh, they're going to come in flank. So we're going to do, let's get this vector map out of the way. So if I'm coming in from the nose, I'm going to be here, here, and here. So if I come in from a flank, this is the only one I'm going to be able to go after. If I come in from the tail, I'm here, here, and here. And I can come in from the flank against 2 of them. So you see the difference? The tail lets me attack 2 of them with the flank. But I need one of them to be in a space where they're also in, and that's this one. So if they're coming in from the nose, I can share spaces there. And then here's the thing, if they're coming from the tail, this 4 is a very bad threat. So, yeah, I'm going to come in from the flank, and I'm actually going to choose this side, even though I know I can't move. And hopefully the escorts won't mess with me. And they might. That's the problem with this particular situation. The escorts might definitely ruin my day. So here we go. Let's do the pursuit map. And let's get the first guy on. He has an engine damage. So that gives us 2 TP. And I have Ifland. Let's roll for the engine. I rolled a 6, so there's no actual damage. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the nose high. And let's do it. Nose high 0. I get 1 hit for determined, of course. So evasive would have been a hit as well. But I do get my hit, and then I'm going to use my aim skill to get a second hit. And don't forget I have a cannon, so it means I get to draw 2 at a time. So let's do the first 2. So I have a wing of 1 and a wing of 3. Clearly I'm going to choose the wing of 3. Let's roll for that. Nothing happens. And then for the second hit, I have a wing of 4 and a wing of 2. I'm going to choose the wing of 4, and you can see right there, that's 7 wing damage, so that's a kill. So Ifland does it again, and it's that aim skill plus a cannon. That's a pretty powerful combo, folks, when you're doing these pursuit maps. I highly recommend, if you're playing the advanced game, aim is a great skill. Luck, in my opinion, is still the best skill. But aim is pretty darn good on this map. Maybe not on the other one as much, but on here with the cannon, it's really, really impressive. So let's get some experience points out. We have our staff. First of all, we're going to start with Ifland gets 2 more. He actually gets another skill. Oh my gosh, look at this. So we actually are getting our 3rd skill. What do we want to get? And then he has 1 experience point left over. Oh, this is like going Christmas shopping. So, all right, do I want to get something different? So timing is you automatically get a hit even if you don't get a hit, right? So it doesn't matter. When you draw one of these cards, sorry, I'm hitting my camera. When you draw one of these cards and you get like an outcome like that, this timing skill turns anything into a hit. This would become 2 hits. This is 1 hit. That's 1 hit. You know, that's 2 hits, and so forth. So so basically, you can create a hit out of nothing. That's what the timing skill is. That is a fantastic skill. I mean, I still like luck more, but we have luck. Or I can get a second luck, because since my guy is so good, we may want to keep him alive. That's never a bad thing, right? We may need to do that. Okay, break anywhere. So what you would do is you would break away without having to do continuing fire. There's some advantage here in the later maps, because these bomber formations start to get really tight, and the lethality levels are 4 or higher, you know, maybe even 5 and 6 at some spots. So being able to break anywhere can be nice, but it's situational. That's the reason why I don't really take it. This flyer one is for collision checks, which I think is bunk. The quick one we've been using with some of our other guys, it's not bad, because you can, you know, choose to be determined and then switch to evasive whenever it suits you. Or you can be evasive and switch to determined if it suits you. That's actually, I'm starting to like it more. And then Wily, this is only useful when you're forced to the dogfight box. And that is a very, very situational thing. So when it forces the fighter to the dogfight box, you can use this skill to either exit or move to any return box. The escort marker exits and the other fighters remain where they are. They do not go to the dogfight box. So you get to stay and fight another day, right? That's the thing. This one, if you can get a dogfight outcome, you don't have to exit the map. It is a nice way to mitigate the aerial combat situation. I think what you would want to do is maybe find a fighter and specialize him to just basically hunt escorts. And then when you hunt escorts, you use your wily skill to get away, right? So you make the escort leave the map, but then your wily skill leaves you there. So where I'm going with this is I don't want to take that skill with a guy like Ifland who's got all these awesome bombing skills. But here, look at this situation. This is a dogfight outcome, the D. So it's very rare. It's not very often you get a D. And even if you're up here, you're not getting Ds very much. FW190, it doesn't matter who. So your FW190, the only time you get dogfight outcomes is when one of your guys dies. So that X means one of you dies. Now, I guess the Wily skill, yeah, you would still die. It's the crappiest skill known to mankind. This is why you don't buy Storm Above the Reich. One of your skills sucks. Somebody had mentioned that there was a FAQ or a RADA update on the Wily skill. I should probably look that up because what this says is bunkers. I don't even like it. All right, so what are we taking for him? Well, I think that target skill is good because we can make a hit out of nothing and then the aim can turn it into 2 hits. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put target on him. So now, no matter what, this guy can generate 2 hits out of nowhere. How awesome is that? And if you give him a cannon every time, 2 hits with a cannon, regardless of whatever you do, that is a powerful, powerful dude. And then he gets to cancel a hit on himself. That's a full package right there. Ifland is where we want him to be. I don't know what the German national anthem is, but we should play it right now. That's where we're at. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. We got to give ourselves experience points and victory points. So we got 2 victory points for that. And the staff got 2 experience. So that's really good. All right, pausing the video for a caffeine break. Okay, next guy. We gave ourselves 1 TP. He has 1 wing damage, and it's Frey. Did I really give myself just 1 TP? I had 4. I lost 1 for... Yeah, it was just 1. All right, so let's roll for the wing. Nothing. We'll come in high, determined. No 0. And look at that. The hit is if you're evasive. So Frey, his skill is... He doesn't have a skill. So nothing happens. And we're going to spend our last TP and we'll come in tail level and hope that something happens. Tail level 2 is 2 hits on Frey and 1 hit on the bomber. So Frey has... Oh, and you know what? I could have gone evasive because since he's out, you don't have to worry about evasive on the final run. But yeah, Frey does not have any skills. So he takes 2 hits. Ugh. And those don't look good. And then 1 hit on the bomber. He does have a cannon though, so we'll draw 2. And they're both engines. Oh no. So, I mean, why am I sad? Well, I'm sad because he's probably not going to survive the hits. We do get 2 extra TP from the engine. I don't think it matters which one we take. So let's roll for the engine and hope for a miracle. Nope, no miracle. All right, so elevator or wing. I'm looking over at the damage here. Elevator has a 30% chance of dying if you crash. Wing has a potential 70% chance. So we're going to do elevator first and then wing second. Red will be first, black will be second. Oh my gosh, look at that. 10, 5, 7, 4. Oh, sometimes it just goes your way. And then there's times where I'm pulling my hair out. Oh. All right, well, we got 2 more TP. And I'm going to go ahead and just, stay tail level. And let's do it again. Tail level 2. we take a hit, we do a hit, and we can ride the tail. So let's take our hit. The hit is a 3. Let's roll. Come on. You survived so much. Yes, 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 yes. That was supposed to be a win there. And then let's do a hit. Come on, come on. Big bucks, big bucks. No whammies. Stop. We got 2 wing damages, so we'll just do a wing of 2. And then we roll. And a 7 is enough. And I don't know if you can see it real well with the camera, but if you look at the table, a 7 to 10 when you have 2 wing damage is enough to take it out. So we survived the damage, and I don't need to ride the tail. And Frey gets 2 points, and Frey is now considered an expert. So, as always, we're going to give him luck. And you can tell that just by this way this mission went, luck would have paid off a little bit for him. You know, the aim and the target are really good. Don't get me wrong, but I always start with luck. Because you got to keep them alive. That's more important. They'll never do you any good if they die. Okay, we killed another bomber. This is turning out very good. Makes me wish I would have gone all in, huh? Yeah, I'm sure some of you are probably getting ready to type that right now. All right, we got 2 more staff experience and 2 more victory points. We now have 4 victory points, and the mission hasn't even started. And Frey goes wee all the way home. And for my European friends, do you guys sing that song? This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee all the way home. Like, is that an American thing or is that a European thing too? Sometimes I don't know. It's like, and also, do you guys play Duck, Duck, Goose? Or is it Duck, Duck, Red Duck? Because only Minnesotans, for some reason, call it Duck, Duck, Red Duck. I don't understand, but everywhere else in the world, I've seen Duck, Duck, Goose. But they do Duck, Duck, Red Duck. They're weird here. So anyways, back to regularly scheduled programming. This is 4 damage on the wing. It's really close to a good hit. We have just 1 TP, and we will do our usual high nose. And we take a hit. So this is Schmidt, John Jacob Dingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too, and he has a quick skill. So I'm looking at it, and his quick skill is a choice between a hit or a hit. So that didn't do us any good. So let's grab his hit. And his hit is, oh, that's a bad one. And we failed. So he took rudder damage, and we might end up losing. Well, the good news is if he crashes, he needs a 1 to die. So I guess out of all the possible damages, that's the best. But this bomber gets away. All right. Now, in case you're wondering, you could have always sent more than 1 fighter to intercept these bombers. And I don't know, maybe I should have, because now coming here with all these escorts, I probably just screwed myself. But here we go. Mission turn 1. We are sitting on 0 tactical points. We do our move. Everybody enters the map, so that's already done. And then we do our escort. We only have below trailing, so I rolled a 1. And, oh, look at this. He exits. So this top one just leaves the game. So done. That was a good outcome. We don't ever get that one. And then during recovery, you can see here we have 4 guys. I'm going to reduce the flight limit by 1 and give ourselves 4 tactical points. I know I want those turns when the escorts go away. That is true. Don't get me wrong, but I needed the tactical points. 0 tactical points is a death sentence. So there's no cohesion checks, nothing like that. So now we go to mission turn 2. We're going to move you up to level. And then we're going to keep these guys right where they are. We're going to roll for the escort. And I rolled a 5. And the escort goes tail low. So the escort is here. So the tail is off limits. And we are set up to do a swarm and get all kinds of cash and prizes. So we're getting there. Oh, I guess there was one problem with me coming in this way. The anchored flank, that would have been an issue, but I still think we're going to be okay because this is going to be the spot I'm going to swarm. But this spot here would be the other one. That's a shame. I didn't even think about that. I could have come the other way where there's no anchored flank. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do that. These guys are just sitting at low over here, and they're just going to come the other way. So they can avoid the anchored flank. That's something I should have factored in. Okay, I can give myself 4 more tactical points. I don't want to. Because if these escorts end up not being pesky, I want those extra turns. But, you know, usually things never work out the way I plan, but we're going to see how this plays out. Excuse me. So now we go to turn 3. And yes, we're attacking and attacking. And then we go to the escorts. I rolled a 6, and it's going flank 8 to 10 o'clock level. So 8 to 10 o'clock flank is this one, and it's going level, which is anchored. Our fighters can't enter or exit them, but I think the escorts can because he could still like intercept you if you go over here. So yes, they really, to be quite honest, they're not that much of a threat until they go above trailing, and then it's game over when they go above trailing, because from there, over 50% of the dice rolls is they're intercepting somebody. There is a small chance that they will leave above trailing and go back to something else. Okay, cohesion, everything else is nothing. So now we're going to do our attack. So in order to do swarm, I have to be determined. And that means these BF-110s are going to have to take the +1 threat. And that's not fun. So I'm going to do 2 of them here. And I make it so you can see there's a 2 here, there's a 1 here, and there's a 2 here. So this becomes a 3, a 2, and a 3 because of their +1. I could have made them evasive and get rid of the +1, but then I don't get to swarm. Okay, and then these guys, they are going to come in evasive. Ehlers and Aaron. Ehlers will do this one, and he'll take the collision check. And then Aaron can go here to try to go up against this one. So we're going to gang up on this guy really hard. These other ones, this one's going to get attacked by 2. This one's only going to get attacked by 1. That's our plan. Okay, so let's do, and remember, these guys are level, and these guys are low. So which way are they going? The nose, or the tail low is taken. So I could go to tail high if I wanted. Tail high is not very acceptable, so I'm actually going to dive left. I'm going to roll dive this way with everybody that's coming like this. This one here, I'm a little concerned because roll diving into a 4 zone is not very fun, but I'm still going to do it. Okay, so they're roll diving that way. The FW-190s are going to do a roll climb this way. Okay, and that's it. We're basically avoiding the escorts as best as we can. All right, let's draw the collision check for the FW-190 here. And there's no impact, which I'm getting that a lot, by the way. That's a lot more than I'm used to. All right, so now which ones do I want to do? There's a couple strategies. I could try to draw like the evasive guys first, try to get some damage on the bombers. If I could somehow take down a bomber, then that makes the threat level for everybody else better. This one is a 1, so it's the lowest for here. So I'm going to start with this guy attacking here. So it's an oblique low with a threat level of 2. Oblique low, threat level of 2, and it's evasive. So here you can see I progress 1, and I do 1 damage. And this is Ehlers, who has absolutely no experience at all. All right, so he's going to progress 1, and he goes here into the 1 threat zone, which is good. And he does a hit, which is fantastic. And he's not a BF-110, so he has a cannon. So we get to draw 2. And you can see we have a fuselage and a fuselage. And both of them are 3 damage. So, I guess we'll take this one. No. We're taking... Nope, I changed my mind. Come on. All right, good. Okay, so that's done. And then we do continuing fire on an FW-190. He's got a threat of 1. He is roll climbing. If climbing or roll climbing, after resolving continuing fire, fighter switches to evasive mode and then breaks away to tail low. Oh, no. That means he's getting intercepted. Well, the good news is nothing happens. And the better news is he's going... I mean, I guess he was already evasive. Okay, so breaking away to tail low means he's here. And I think it's going to work out that by the time he is going to move here, these guys exit. Because we're already on mission turn 3. This will be mission turn 4. He moves there. And then on mission turn 5, they exit. So we're going to get lucky, folks. Absolutely lucky. Oh my gosh. All right, well, the good news is he's not dying or being attacked. So now we're going to go ahead and do this BF-110. He's got a threat level of 1. He's coming in nose level, and he's determined, which usually means lots and lots of hits, to be quite honest with you. And it's a threat level of 2. When you're coming at the nose, there's going to be collision checks and everything. So nose level 1, determined, evasive would have worked better. He takes a hit. And he progresses 2. So the hit he takes is a wing, and he's going to progress 2, which means he's going to go here, and that's it. Because he's roll diving. And that means he's got a 3 check for his continuing fire. All right, so 3 check. If he's roll diving, he skips continuing fire, which he is doing. So that's why we do it. That's why we do what we do. Sorry, I was making a caffeine break. Okay. I'm so sorry. Some of you might be screaming at the screen. I get position, I get rada, and I get swarm. I forgot. So I could actually have done some extra hits there if I wanted. And I could have done it with my cannon guy. Oh my gosh, that would have been even better. I think, because I've already committed to what I did, I don't want to retcon it. But I get to cancel hits. So, like, the fact that this guy took a hit, I would have, me, I cancel those kind of things. But that's okay. So, for that reason, I'm going to do this guy next because I'm going to cancel hits on him if I can. But he is Aaron's, and he has luck. So he already gets to cancel hits, but we're going to do that guy next. And because he has the cannon, I might... Well, hold on. You know what? I'm going to do the BF-110s and see what kind of damage we can do. Let's do that. BF-110, nose level. The threat level is 3. So there's a hit on a BF-110. I will cancel it. And then I'm just going to do the next one while we're on the topic. Nose level 3. He does a hit and takes a hit. So I will cancel both of the hits. We will get 2 hits on that bomber and progress 2. Both of them are progressing 2. which at their dive roll perspective, they're going to here. So let's get the 2 hits on the bomber. Hit number 1 is an engine, and hit number 2, excuse me, is a wing. And so both of those go on. And now we got to draw 2 continuing fire cards for the first one. The threat level is 3. And then we got to roll. Come on, let's get an even for a change. No, of course not. If it's odd, the fighter is hit. And there's nothing I can do about that one. I'm out of protective. So that's a 5. And then let's do the next one. Shoot. If we had an expert, the bomber is damaged, but no. But the good news is nothing happens. Gotta like that. So yeah, this BF-110 makes it home. These 2 are making it home, but they're damaged. Or not make it home, but you know what I mean. And yeah, now we're gonna do our evasive guy. So let's come in oblique glow with a threat level of 2. Oblique glow with a threat level of 2, but he's evasive, so it's a miss, and he's going to travel 1. But this is where we're going to use our swarm, and I will use as many as it takes to down this plane. So, and why am I doing that? Well, because I have cannons, and so by using the swarm, I get to draw 2 tokens and choose. So let's do the first one. So it's a wing or an engine. Now it's an interesting choice because the engine has a better chance of downing him. But the wing is a 4 damage wing, which will down him for sure. So I'm going to choose the wing. We still have to down the plane, but you know what I mean. It's a guaranteed kill is what I'm trying to say. And of course I don't get the roll, but he's up to 7 damage. So I'm going to draw again with the next swarm. And there's an engine and an engine. So we're just going to pick whatever the better roll is. And that's a better roll. I got to like that one. And there it is. We rolled our 9, and this guy is down. And he's a goner down. So I'm going to put that there and flip this over to the white side to show that that's a guaranteed kill. So this guy's fallen, and that means his continuing check drops to a 1. And the swarm goes away. So continuing fire, he's at a 1. We're not even bounced because we're not diving, we're climbing. So all's good with the world. It was a perfect time to draw that card because we were climbing and not diving. All right, and then our final BF-110. This one is not reduced, so it's still a 3. Nose, level, collision check along with a hit. So let's do the collision check first. Proximity 2, I rolled a 6, so nothing happens. This one stays because this is a determined fighter check. And then we do a hit, which is just going to draw 1 token. Ooh, this might, we have a chance. We have a chance. All right, there it is. We just dropped another one. It only has engine damage, but another one's down. And that one is not a guaranteed kill. I forgot to check. We progressed 2, which that part is also good because it means we move out of this 4 zone. We go 1, 2, like this. And because of this -1, that is now a 1, but this makes it a 2. Continuing fire at a 2 is a 0. And we don't have this. So, because we're diving. All right, so this guy makes it all the way home. This one made it, we were climbing, so we're evasive, so we're gonna land in the return box there. And that's our situation. 2 of the 3 bombers are down. I mean, you would think that I just spend all these Staffel experience to go all in and get all these victory points. Here I am, doing okay. All right, so we're going to move to mission turn 4. And there is no move action for any of us, but we do a return. a return, and a return for those 3. And now we do escorts. So we got 2 guys left over here. Let's roll. I rolled a 2. This one moves to the forward. And just so you know, they're done because they exit the next turn. See that? They're exiting the next turn. So we could theoretically take them off the map now, but they are clogging the spaces that they have for the time being. And now let's do recovery, and this is going to be a big thing. So let's start with the 4 wing. I rolled a 7, and let's start with the 5 fuel. I rolled a 10. So both of these go away. We're just rocking on all cylinders right now. And these guys are both in that box. Okay, so now we move. Let's see, hold on, let me think about this. We did recovery. Oh, we got to do cohesion. So cohesion, this doesn't count. I rolled a 2. I was trying to pick up the die and it rolled, but it was a 2. It's less. So here we go. The whole element is now loose. This guy is a sitting duck. This goes away though. All right, next mission turn. We're on mission turn 5. All the escorts go away. So we can get rid of them. And thankfully they didn't meddle with us. So now we do a move action. And this is where it gets interesting. Do we chase after those bombers? Or do we try to get another swarm? I think we chase after those bombers, don't we? I mean, the swarm is why we were able to do what we do. So I'm going to chase after the bombers with these 2 BF-110s. And this one, of course, is going to get the guaranteed kill. So he's a perfect one to send because you don't get any experience points anyways. Now this one, sending him, we're going to need some help. And he could potentially get shot down and all that other stuff. So we may end up, that may end up backfiring, but we're going to try. And then everybody else returns. So we got people returning from all the various places. And then we go to mission turn 6. And this is, see, we only have one more turn after this. So we got to be very careful. Let's say we want to go after this guy. Whoever goes after him, other people have to stay behind so they can intercept the bomber, if that makes any sense. And so what I can do, actually, in fact, this is the best thing to do. I'm going to send these 2 guys on this turn to just intercept more bombers, right? So they're going preemptively, or they can assist, with these other bombers down here. And then these 2 guys, this one's going to attack nose high, and the other one's going to attack tail low. And we're going to go after this. So let's roll for cohesion. That's a 2. It actually reduces. So it goes to kaput, which was not expected. So this guy coming in nose high has a threat level of 0, even at determined. And then the guy coming in tail low, this is a 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So it's a threat level of 0 all across the board. And we do have two positions. So I can even take the position advantage because this guy's high, that one's low. So we can get the position advantage. It doesn't matter which way we're going, but I'm going to dive roll that way for both of them. Because I have to, for continuing fire purposes. And I don't get Rada, I don't get Schwarm. So let's do the nose high one first. That's Aaron's. And Aaron's has luck skill. So nose high, he gets a jam. So that's not helpful. But basically he does no damage. So the jam doesn't matter because this is really the final turn. And then he is going to move to here, which is a continuing fire of 0. And since he's roll diving, he gets to skip. continuing fire. So that was a good call. He's basically out of the mission. I'm just going to put him out of the map. So Ehlers is our last hope. And we're coming in, what was it, tail low? So tail low with a 0, and that's a hit. So we got a hit on this guy. We get to draw 2 tokens. And so we can do a fuselage of 1. That's not enough to kill him. This one, a miracle roll will kill him, or it's 2 wing damage. So let's do the miracle roll. So now we need a 10. What's the chances? Well, 1 in 10, right? Okay. So he took a lot of damage, but he's going to live to fight another day. There is one more mission turn. He could, like, if this kaput thing happens, he could drop out. It's possible. There is no progression. So now we're going to do continuing fire for him. And nothing happens. He's not diving. He's dive rolling. I don't know if that matters, but I'll take him off the map. I was hoping to... I mean, we didn't even have to use the position. All right. So there's one more turn, mission turn. This is going up. Technically there's fighters on the board. They would have just returned. Don't worry about them. The big thing here is the cohesion roll, because our fighters aren't technically home. They're still on the board. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can roll a 4 or less, this guy goes down and we can intercept him. And I rolled a 9, of course. So he gets away. And mission's over. All right, so let's get some tokens put away. And then here's our pursuit map. And these bombers back here, that second group is going to go after and help this first group go after these. So we have to roll a die to see if they intercept. I rolled a 7 and they do. There was a gap of 2, so they needed to roll a 2 or better. So this first group we don't need to worry about. He just goes home and this bomber is killed. So that's 2 more victory points for us, putting us to 6 for the mission, and then 6 staff experience as well. 6 victory points for the mission is impressive, because I think we said we needed to get at least 10, right, in order to be on track. We got 6 out of 10, and we possibly could get to 8 here. So maybe I need to be aggressive next mission. Maybe I'm being too slack. Okay, so now for this next one. This is an interesting one. There's a rule that's triggering here that we don't see very often because of the way I play. First of all, we have engine damage. So this is going to go up to 2 on the track. And then I have 4 more tactical points I can give him, so we're up to 6. Okay? That's not the new rule. What the new rule is there's 2 groups of fighters that are going after him. Only one of them gets the free first pass. And it has to be the closest one. Even though I would like it to be this one, because there's 2 in this group. If they were up front, they would get the free first pass. But because they were further behind, this is the only one that gets the free first pass. So what does that mean? Well, when you set this up, this guy gets the free first pass, and these 2 start in the return box. So they'll enter the next mission. And yes, you'll have to pay TP to place them wherever they go. And I always forget to do the sun. I apologize. The sun never comes out because it's 1 to 5 is a none. And then let's roll for the engine. And no engine damage. So let's do our usual. I'm going to go into evasive mode. Nose high. And of course, I get a damage. What a jerk. Nose high evasive gets me a damage. And it's a bad one. I rolled an 8. Oh my gosh, did I get lucky. All right, well that evasive makes me lose a TP. And then if I want to do this, oh my gosh, that's That's going to cost me a lot of TP. And I'm probably going to take some damage because I have 2 threat. But let's do it. 1, 2, 3 TP. We're all going to go direct. So that means it's tail level 3. Tail level 3. No ammo on the first one, and he does a hit. Which is good. No cannons, though. Here's the hit. It's a wing damage. I rolled a 6. It's not enough. So this guy returns. Next one. Tail level 3. We take a hit, and we can ride the tail. And, ooh, it's a cockpit of 9. Well, then we're riding the tail, baby, because he's going to die. All right, we get another hit, and then... Oh, fuel 9, Jesus. That BF-110 is just getting put through the ringer. And it's an elevator of 1. So we're not doing too hot here. All right, next one. Tail 3 is a hit. And it is a wing of 4. That's good, but we need 6. And that roll does not do it. So we're at 5 out of 6 for the wing damage. All right, so 2 of these come back. This guy needs 2 miracle rolls. He has a 9 cockpit, 9 fuel, and they both stink. 70% chance of dying in the cockpit. Or no, it's crash landing. So let's look at the landing. So cockpit needs a 7 out of 10. That's 30%. The fuel needs 8 out of 10. So the cockpit's worse. So let's roll for the cockpit first, because that's the one we're going to fail, and we do. So this one will go into the cockpit. Those are gone. We got 2 guys left, and we got 2 TP left. So here we go. I'm going to go evasive for these guys. So we'll drop to threat level 2. And here we go. First one. Tail level 2 evasive. Gosh, look at that. Hit. And just let's look at the other one real quick. Tail level 2 evasive. We hit and we ride the tail. So let's get our hits out. The first guy took a hit. Second guy took a hit. 3. And we do a damage and we ride the tail so we can maybe get another hit in. This is an engine. That's an interesting one. That gives us 3 more TP. And I'm rolling for the engine and still no death. So I'm going to ride the tail. And we have 2 evasive, so nothing for him. So let's roll for this guy. He has an engine of 7. Oh, a 10. I wasn't expecting that. Next guy, wing 3. And of course he goes out. Jerk. It failed our 3 roll. All right, this guy's evasive, so we lose a TP. And then we have 2 TP left. And I honestly don't know, do I keep doing level tail or what do I do? And the level tail thing has just been killing me though. I have 2 TP. I mean, do I come in through the nose? I don't know. So I can't do nose high, but I could do like nose level. Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't... There's no sun. I'm going to do high tail, and then I'll do evasive, because that'll use up all my TP. So I'm going to use up all of it. Doesn't matter if I'm evasive, I can't return. I can't afford to return. And then this is it. We're going to just make this work. And then that reduces the threat level by 1 by going evasive. So hopefully I won't take as much damage. I don't want to be losing OPs for the next round, because if I really do get this kill, I'm looking at, I need 12 victory points to actually get the double victory for the year, and I might go for it. So here we go. So what is this? This is high, tail, evasive 2. High, tail, evasive 2, right there. Ooh, look at that, 1, 2, 3. So if I would have done the other way, it would have been disastrous. There's a lot of like strange luck with these cards. Okay, we only get to draw 1. If I get an elevator of 2 damage, he's dead. If I get a third engine, he's not necessarily dead, but if I do get a wing, he's dead. And there's a lot of wing damage in these things. So let's see. Fuselage. Oh, come on, you suck. And it's a turret. Oh. All that for nothing. That hurts. That hurts. All right, well, now we're 14 points away from being able to get that double victory. That's a lot harder. That means I have to down, like truly destroy 7 bombers in the next mission. 7's a lot. I mean, if you think about it, this 3 in just one element here, so that means I got to do multiple passes to be able to kill them. And then I would need some straggler to, you know, to help me along the way. Although we have been getting lucky with stragglers lately. I actually got more points from the stragglers than I think from the mission. So, and I think, you know, because we said that the Storm Above the Reich has less OPs, I think this vector map rule sort of helps with that. But anyways, let's see. First of all, this is the guy we're worried about the most, the ghost with the most. I rolled a 5. He's a BF-109. He crashes. And I rolled a 7, and he survives. So Schmidt gets an experience point. And he just leveled up. So we're going to give him, so he has quick, we're going to give him luck. You know, he might be, since he, well, he might have been a good candidate to give, you know, the Wiley or something too. But, okay, this BF-110, and these guys we only need to see if they land, so it's a 7 to 10. So he doesn't land, we take a penalty. Next one is 7 to 10. He doesn't land, we take a penalty. I keep forgetting that all I care about is whether they land. All right, so for the mission ending, we have -2 OP. We have 6 experience points we gain, but it only turns into 4. So we're at 35 EP. And then we got, so that turns into 4, so there's a -2. Then here we got 6 BP, so we're at 26 victory points. It's a tall order to get to 40. I think if I would have gone for it, I might have been able to pull this off. That's a coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? All right, well, thanks for watching. Stay awesome, stay safe, and we'll be back for mission 6.